This is Boomer Life on CL 650.
Yeah, my wife says the craziest things to me when I don't have my hearing aids in.
I've never heard that song before. Of course, Dwayne found us a gem. Well, thanks for that. And welcome back to Boomer Life on CL 650 with Next Gen Hearing. We have Dr. Ted Venema, our sort of in-house professional audiologist, our expert, and we have Sean Riley here from Oticon talking about Oticon Open. Now, before the break, Sean, we talked a little bit about this new sort of paradigm you have with being able to have spatial sound and not focusing just on one thing. You get to hear the whole spectrum of sound and the high computing power you have and 64 channels, and it's all very high-tech stuff. But for the end user, they don't care. They just want to be able to hear better, right?
Yes.
So what I was getting at, you talked a little bit about the research. Now, somebody who's never had a hearing aid and goes into this, they just think that's the way hearing aids are.
Yes.
But what do people say who have had an older generation hearing aid up to this new jet engine version? What do they say? Like, how much better is it than what you had in the past?
So there's a couple different reactions we get in clinic, and Ted will certainly know about this, but you have people come in that get fit with the newest technology. And certainly we're seeing this with the Open, where they get fit and there's tears. These are things that are changing their lives. And I've seen it firsthand. My dad wears a pair of Open Ones. And absolutely, by far, he said, he's worn hearing aids for 25 years. And these are heads and tails, the greatest things he's ever seen. Of course, he wouldn't lie to me because he would tell me the truth. He's looking for anything he can to knock me down a peg. But at the same time, when somebody comes in who is wearing existing instruments, the comments that we hear are, "This is how I used to hear."
Right.
They start remembering, I remember sounds used to sound like this. I used to go into an environment and be able to engage. I remember that. So that's what we get right away. And
so you're building a natural soundscape for them. So that's the goal.
That is our goal. That is our company's philosophy from the ground up. Everything we do is to mimic the natural hearing, because the one difference that we really look at is ears don't do the hearing. It's the brain that does the hearing. It's the brain that filters speech from noise. So we need to give, and we call it brain hearing technology. We need to give the auditory cortex and the human brain, we need to give it the information that it is looking for. And so, and maybe Ted can talk about this just with regards to...
Yeah. Before you jump into that, you can reference your research you mentioned just before the break about how much less effort goes into it. And then Dr. Venema will talk a little bit about how that it really helps people with their brain power.
Absolutely.
Right? So to give us a little background.
So our brain hearing research, we've been talking about this for years, and then we did a research project, and when we did this, through our proven research methods, we were able to show that Open reduced a 20% listening effort as compared to our next best product.
Right.
So to our, what was premium 2 years ago, we compared it to that. And it just leaves more energy for the day.
Yep.
Because we all know we've had a taxing mental day. You're tired because your brain uses a lot of energy. Right?
And listening takes a lot of effort. And when Sean says it's 20% better than, it's not than the other competitor, it's 20% better than Oticon's previous product, which is something to say. With listening effort, you're directing all your brain's power to trying to figure out what must have been said, because you've got a hearing loss, and so you don't know whether they said dishes or fishes or kittens or mittens. So you're always back-treading to find out what the context was.
And you're lip reading.
And you're lip reading. You're using your eyes, which are your oldest hearing aids. And when you are diverting a lot of your cognitive attention toward just the act of listening, you're unable to tap into or pay attention to what else you should be paying around, looking at around you. So you only have so much cognition up there, and if you're delivering an excess of that to listening because of your hearing loss, you're going to have a cognitive decline in other areas. And that's why people are beginning to hear a lot about the topic hearing loss and cognitive decline. And it's not like hearing loss causes cognitive decline. I mean, otherwise, children with hearing loss would be having
affected,
would be affected too. That's not it. The problem is when you're directing so much listening effort to trying to hear what must have been said, you're unable to focus what you should upon what is going around you. It just makes sense.
So this opens up the natural soundscape, but it opens up your brain to be able to do other things, right?
Yeah.
Like you said, the computer only has so much power, right?
Yep.
So therefore...
And one of those other things it allows us to do is remember up to 20% more of the words we hear.
Right.
So again, 20% less listening effort allows us to remember 20% more. And we also, in this study, we had proof that there was 30% better speech understanding and noise.
Oh, well, that's good too, of course.
30% is a huge jump.
These
It
are
is a huge
massive
jump, yeah.
jumps. And so this is really, when we talk about this paradigm shift in this product, this, and this industry goes through that, where there's sort of a slow progression and then a jump, and then a slow progression and a jump. And this is one of those jumps.
Huh.
Now, is this much more expensive to go to the open system?
Comes in 3 different price levels. So we have Open 1, our premium, Open 2, and Open 3. So the best hearing aid's Open 1, the second best is Open 2, and the third best is Open 3.
So depending on your budget, you can go.
Absolutely, yep. And all can be purchased at Next Gen Hearing.
All right. Now, let's get into the whiz-bang stuff,
Yeah.
what it can do other than just hearing. And we've had the other guests talking about connectivity and all that kind of stuff. So I'm sure you have something that's interesting about your product.
Yeah, so there's a couple different things. So this, the Oticon Open is the world's first dual radio system. So it uses both what we call near field magnetic radio. So it's just the hearing aids talk to each other very quickly, ear to ear.
Right. And that gets you your left and right and your spatial sound, right?
That gets you your spatial awareness, yeah, and that that gives you the intraoral level difference, that's when we talk about natural hearing and brain hearing. We have 2 ears, and they're on the side of our head, because we use intraoral level difference. So if somebody talks on my right ear, it's louder and it comes to that ear faster than my left ear. It's quieter and it got there slower. So my auditory cortex understands where the sound came from, and it uses intraoral level difference, intraoral time difference. I'll let the doctor talk more about that.
It's you have 2 eyes to see depth.
Right.
Right? If you have 1 eye, you really don't have any depth.
Right.
You have 2 ears to localize the direction of sound. And it's, as Sean says, it's not like the right ear hears from the right and the left ear is here. It's your brain is constantly comparing.
That was a good Bullwinkle. That was a great Bullwinkle, yeah. Sorry.
I'm going to tell you more now. But your brain is constantly comparing the information given to it from each ear.
Right.
And as Sean says, if someone's talking to my left ear, I'm going to hear that sound a split second before I get it to the right ear. And also the left ear will hear it a little bit louder. And so your brain is always using that timing and loudness cues constantly for you to compare the direction.
So you have the ability to communicate between left and right, but you have another way.
That's one of our radio systems that does that. And we're the world's first to have a dual radio system. The second radio is a 2.4 gigahertz made for iPhone. So it streams direct to your iPhone. So if you're wearing a pair of Opens and you have an iPhone and the phone call comes in, your grandkids phone you, you can answer it on the phone and boom, you hear them right in both hearing aids. You don't need to pick up the phone. You don't need to touch anything. You just need to answer the phone and you're done. And then you can talk.
Cool.
And you're hearing directly in your ears and at the volume that is preferred for you.
Now, what's this TV adapter?
Yeah, so there's again, with the 2.4 gigahertz Bluetooth, there's a simple TV adapter. And this is, we know a lot of our seniors still watch a ton of TV. I know the kids nowadays are all watching YouTube and Netflix, but certainly TV and radio is still a traditional media.
Thank goodness for that on the CL650.
A little plug there for listening to radio. But how the TV adapter works is it's just a little black box. It plugs into the back of your TV, the audio. And when you want to watch TV, you hit a button on your hearing aid and boom, your television audio is streamed directly into your hearing aids. Again, it is direct to your hearing aids, and it's to your needs.
Yeah.
So now there's no more turn the TV up. If you and your spouse want to watch TV, or
you want to watch at night So your spouse can fall asleep and you can stay and watch the Tonight Show at night, right?
Yep. You can put the actual TV volume with the TV speakers. You can put it down to 0, and you can listen to and go ahead and listen to it at whatever volume you require.
Yeah.
Now, so this open, the best way to go is to Next Gen and ask for what? What should you be asking for when you go in there?
You should ask for the Oticon Open. Again, it's spelled OPN. We dropped the E so we could trademark it, but the Oticon Open that's what you want to do. And certainly Next Gen, when you go there, you're going to get a professional assessment.
Sure.
And you're going to get a recommendation from
You're going to get an explanation.
Yes.
And they're going to take a case history, and they're going to walk the walk with you. And they don't just sell hearing aids, but they want to see you after a week to find out how are you doing with the hearing aids. And after 2 weeks, how are you doing can we change things?
Yep.
Ta-da, so they walk the walk with you.
Mm-hmm. That's good. Well, that's a great way to end it. The last voice you heard, Dr. Ted Venema, who's our regular expert here on our Next Gen Hearing Show, and Sean Riley from Oticon. Thank you for coming in. Great conversation.
Thank you. Yeah,
fascinating
I didn't even get into the Internet of Things.
Oh,
we'll do that next time.
We'll have to do it next time.
Absolutely.
We got all into the soundscape, which I think is what's making a difference, right? For
next time, we'll get into the Internet of Things.
All right.
January.
That's all the time we have for this week's show. I'm Zach Spencer. We'll speak to you next time on CIL 650.